This is the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI Studios in Toronto, Canada.
Hey Toronto, this is Ed Sheeran.
This is Kelly Clarkson.
Hi, this is Bryan Adams.
This is Adele.
This is Madonna.
It's Michael Bublé, and you're listening to the Pooja and Gurdeep Show. It's fun. They're amazing.
I wish you guys could be here in between segments because I don't think Pooja and producer Stef have ever heard of Google. The conversations and the debates that go on in here that are so easily solvable by Google, what you guys just missed since we were last on 10 minutes ago, these two over here talking about miso cookies and why you'd make miso cookies and what goes into a recipe and who came up with the recipe and why would they do this and how much miso goes into it. And I'm like a tennis match looking back and forth going,
Hi.
just Google it.
Did you know that you could put miso in cookie batter and like make cookies with miso? I bet you didn't know that.
I've known for the last 30 minutes because I've watched you two wax poetic on
But
it.
like, I'm trying to figure out why would you put it in there? Like, why would you put miso?
I don't know. Have you tried it?
No.
Okay, well,
but
maybe
this is
try
what the
it.
conversation is about.
And how much miso do you put in there?
Google it.
No.
And it'll tell you how much miso goes in the recipe. Just Google it.
No, because now I'm curious. I'm like, somebody was sitting around one day and went, I got miso in the fridge. Let me go and put that in my cookies?
Google's not going to answer that question.
Yeah.
Maybe it will. Have you tried it?
Also, what is miso?
Miso cookies origin story? I'm sure
I know.
it's
I didn't know
there.
what miso was either.
Same.
We're trying to figure out what miso is.
Yeah, you know what?
We're like-
miso annoyed right now.
Is it savory? Like I know, like I've had miso before, and I'm
It's
thinking
salty.
it's kind of salty. But then I don't know. Like
Then I was
it's-
like, what is it even made out of?
I know, and we could just Google it, but why would we do that when we could try to crack the code ourselves?
This is riveting stuff, guys. Riveting stuff. We're now wasting everyone's time, not just mine.
Well, okay,
You know that you guys do this like once a show, right?
we do.
Once a show, you two, Boss Van Blair and I will just give each other a little look because we'll look over at you two and you're going back and forth debating something that's easily solvable.
Give
just
me
by-
another example.
Seriously? Okay,
Yes.
just in the last 2 weeks, you guys were debating the lyrics of Cher's Believe. You're like, I think it's, do you believe in love after love? No, I think
No,
it's
it's
do you
life
believe
after
in...
love.
Yeah. Yeah. We looked it up, and it's life after love, but you guys went on for like 20 minutes. You two debated
Because
whether...
we're going to try and make sense of it.
Yeah.
Also.
Okay, all right, fine. We'll leave that one. Last week, you two debated whether you can have more than one twister or not. And you're like, no, like a twister, I was born to walk alone. I'm like, first of all, the lyric's wrong.
It's
like a
drifter.
Yeah.
It should
and
be
then
twister.
you're like, can two twisters even be together? What would that be called? And you guys went on for 20 minutes. Meantime, I Googled it
I
and
don't
got the
know if it
answer.
was a gaggle of twisters.
I maintain there could be more than one twister, and I didn't need Google to confirm it. I just know.
You guys also wasted 15 minutes on is a gooseberry the same as a kumquat?
They're
Oh,
not. I
yes.
knew that, but
Yeah.
Pooja was trying to convince me it was.
I
Okay.
wasn't sure.
Yeah, and most
Kumquat's
recently,
like a baby orange.
the same people who brought you, is a truffle a fungus? Because it's a fancy mushroom, so it shouldn't be.
Because then I looked up miso and then it said it was a fungus. And I'm like, oh, wait, are truffles fungus too? Or are they mushrooms?
I think I need hazard pay.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Gen Z has another term for us to decode, to unpack. It's
It's every
called
week, man.
Yeah, it's called bed rot. Bed rot.
I don't like the sound of that.
It's on TikTok. It's one of those trends. If you look up bed rot, you'll see a bunch of videos.
From the same people who brought you bed bugs.
Well, you know what? It's not that far off considering what you do, what is considered bed rot, which is staying in bed all day without engaging in any productive activity. So you'd watch TV, you'd eat in bed,
This
you'd
just sounds
snack
unhealthy.
in bed.
No.
Yeah, you can see how this could be very unhealthy if you're doing it for a very long period of time. I think the key, my dad used to say growing up, anything I would say, he'd be like, everything in moderation. He'd add in moderation to everything.
Even
so,
moderation in moderation.
Yeah, so
I mean,
bed rot in moderation?
I
Maybe.
think that's just called sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do it 8 hours a day, ideally. Yeah, look, I think this is why things like from our generation, like grounding a kid when they do something, that's why that doesn't work. That's an antiquated punishment because, like, great, I'm grounded. I got to stay in my room where I have a television, a PS5, Wi-Fi connection, my cell phone, all my chargers for my devices, my Nintendo Switch. Sweet.
Yeah. And I emptied out the pantry, so I've got snacks.
Mini fridge.
I got the cooler just in case, to keep things cold.
Yeah, no. I mean, look, I've got 3 nephews, and the 2 of them, if we're getting together on a weekend, like I'll be texting my brother, like, hey, can I come over now? He's like, kids aren't up yet. Like, how about now? Kids aren't up yet.
Come
and
on.
it's like 12, 1, 2 o'clock. So I don't know if they're bed rotting or if they're just in their room with their door closed playing their video games because they've got the setup I just described.
Yeah. See, I do remember being a teenager and like sleeping in late. I do
Sure.
remember that. Bed rotting, I feel, is like next level. It's beyond the sleeping. It's just staying in bed and doing nothing. Now, Gen Z argues that if you do it in a shorter period of time, it could actually be a form of self-care.
Again, sleeping?
Well,
Shorter period of time?
they say you're taking time to partake in bed rotting is therapeutic because it's a way to let go of your responsibilities for a while.
Right. Yeah, I don't know, man. If I wasn't out of bed by 8 o'clock, my dad would always roll in and go, it's 7:45 and you're late. And that was it, man. You are out.
The Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI.
Siblings, 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 siblings. This is my sister.
This is my brother.
We are siblings and we care for each other. Everything we own,
We always share
because we are siblings and we have the same hair.
That's how siblings work.
Obviously.
It's National Sibling Day today. And, last year we took it in a different way, which was like the things your siblings did, the mean things your siblings did to you. This way we want to talk about the love about your siblings.
It's easy to get into the rivalry because
Of
this
course.
is what you do as siblings. You razz each other, you make fun of one another, you keep it real with one another.
Absolutely.
But instead, we want to celebrate the love that you have for your sibling by finishing this sentence.
Thanks to my sibling, and you can take that in many directions. If you, whether you're younger or older sibling, you have definitely influenced your sibling in ways you probably haven't even comprehended yet. I'm the younger sibling. So thanks to my sibling, Gurdeep, I am a huge hockey fan and probably got into this career. I got into media because of my love for sports. I spent the first several years of my career covering sports, and my main love is hockey. And I only got into hockey because my older, cooler brother was into it. So at age 4 or 5, I started doing what he was doing, which was watching hockey, and I instantly had a love affair, and that put me down this path. So I don't even know if he knows that he's responsible for that.
Well, he probably tells everybody, he's like, the reason why he's on TV is because of me. Because
Yeah.
that's what siblings do. But
You're also a younger sibling.
I am. So my older sister, Niru, I'll finish the sentence. Thanks to my sibling, I have a best friend for life. Like, she is my best friend. She's
You guys talk every day, don't
We
you?
talk every day, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day.
Wow.
And she's just, she's there for all the milestones. She's there for the ups, for the highs and lows, all of the things. But she also keeps it real, like nobody's business. So when I was younger, I'd be like, Niru, can I sleep in your room? I'm scared. She's like, no, you can't sleep in my room. I'm like, please, I'm scared. She's like, let's break this down. Why are you scared?
Let's break this down.
I'm like 6. I'm like, well, I'm scared. I'm scared somebody's going to break into the house and rob us. She's like, do you see our house? Do you see the neighborhood we live in? We are poor. Nobody is breaking into the house. Trust me, you're okay. They're going to take a risk over the bigger houses down the street. And I was like, you're right. And I felt better. Like, her pep talks were so real.
Didn't you also have a concern once that someone was going to kidnap you? And then she was like, no one's going to kidnap you.
She's like, they're not putting you on a milk carton.
Yeah.
Sorry. And she was right.
Tough love.
The Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
This is the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
This is a big one. It's National Pet Day.
Ooh, we love our furry friends, don't we?
Oh, man. Yeah, they are family. And anyone who's got a pet today, I can promise you they are probably celebrating National Pet Day.
This is what I want to know, because I wonder sometimes if Coffee the Pooch could talk, what do you think Coffee the Pooch would say to you? And not only do I want you to tell me what Coffee would say to you, I want you to also tell me how it would sound. Because what do you think Coffee's voice sounds like?
Yeah, well, I know based on her action, she's quite jealous and she likes to monopolize my time. So I think it would sound something like this. Hey, don't get a girlfriend and stop working so much. Just come over here and rub my belly.
Oh, my goodness. Why does she sound like the impression you do of me?
It's totally different. I don't know what you mean.
It's the exact same.
She's also a deep thinker. Sometimes she'll say stuff like, when you buy a bigger bed, you have more bedroom, but less bedroom.
She's got shower thoughts?
Coffee's got shower thoughts.
Oh, my gosh. See, like
deep.
the way I picture it, I don't picture her sounding like that. She sounds more feminine to me.
What do you think she sounds like?
I think she's like, Daddy, do we have to take more selfies? How many selfies are we going to take, Daddy?
Yeah, I agree with Pooja.
Wait, you think she's a Gen Zer?
Yeah, I think that's what she sounds like. Or
She's like, Daddy, it's giving desperate.
yes. Or she's like, Daddy, stop talking to me like a child. We're the same age.
Oh my God, we are both 41.
Yeah. So
That's true.
This is how I picture her. I don't know.
Daddy.
Daddy, stop. Daddy, don't get a girlfriend.
So you don't think that she's more like, it's kind of crazy that silent and listen are spelled with the same letters.
No.
No?
No. And she should start writing your shower thoughts for you as well. Producer Steph, what about Coda?
Young Coda.
Coda's only like 5 months old, and every time I look at him, if you've ever seen Paw Patrol, he reminds me of like the dogs on there. So like, here's a clip of one of the dogs.
I'm a recycling pup.
So that's what Coda.
Found objects stored in my truck.
Whenever I see him, I'm like, he's like, boo, I got a treat. Oh, but squirrel. That's what Coda is doing right now. He's just a hyper little kid. That
sounds adorable.
Just wait till he turns into a Gen Zer like Coffee, then you'll really be in luck.
Daddy.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Oh, yeah. You've probably heard that jingle for
It's catchy.
Ozempic. Yes. There's a lot of people who use it.
Also, we've all got that friend who we all know is like low-key on Ozempic, but like isn't saying anything. You haven't
And
seen
you
him?
can't say anything?
No, you haven't
Yeah.
seen him in a while, and you meet up and you're like, you look great. You look different. Mm-hmm. And it's just never addressed.
Yeah. How about this? OATzempic.
OATzempic, is that a drug?
No, it involves oats, like oatmeal. Oats.
So just like regular oatmeal?
Well, so they're calling it a diet drink, and it's basically
It's not even a drink.
Well, what they're doing with it is they're taking half a cup of rolled oats,
Okay.
1 cup of water,
Nope.
a dash of cinnamon,
Nope.
and a squeeze of lime juice,
There's so much wrong with this already.
and it's 140 calories.
Okay, so oatmeal, basically, with a squeeze of lime. No, first of all, you got to make your oat milk. You got to make your oatmeal with milk, with oat milk, not with water. It's nasty with water. That's gross. And lime juice?
That's weird. A little
No,
bit
man.
weird. And like it's obviously missing some key nutrients. Like there's no protein, there's no healthy fats, there's no vitamins, there's nothing in this to make it sort of balanced. So anything that claims to like have you lose weight rapidly is probably not a good idea.
No.
However, it's trending and people are like swearing by
I mean,
it.
if it's trending and the Gen Zers are swearing by it, what were they swearing by last week? You can't just Zempic a food.
You can't?
No, I mean, great. Yeah, I'm going to lose a bunch of weight. I'm going to Lasagna Zempic. I'm going to Pete Zempic. I'm going to Burger Zempic. No, you can't
Ooh.
just, I'm sorry. You
That
can't just put a
sounds-
dash of lime juice in it and not Zempic.
Well, yeah, as long as you sprinkle on, don't forget the cinnamon. You got to sprinkle on some cinnamon.
Yeah, that's terrific.
That will make my fry Zempic taste even better.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think Pete Zempic is the one that really takes the cake.
Is that pizza?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You cracked the code there, Sherlock.
I was like, Pete? Who's Pete? And why does he need a Zempic?
And you know what? I'm actually liking this. I'm going to Zempic my weekend and be like, wait, why did I put on 6 pounds?
thanks for listening to the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Listen to Pooja and Gurdeep live weekday mornings from 5 to 9.
Only on 98.1 CHFI.
Toronto's perfect music mix.